August 21st, 2004, 2 a.m., Ginnie Springs, Florida. You're standing on the edge of Devil's Ear, one of the most seductive and deadly underwater caves in America. A 24-year-old open water diver named Brian Tindall is about to slip beneath the surface, with barely 12 minutes of air left in his single tank. He waves to his three friends drifting above in a canoe and promises, "Just a quick look, I'll be right back." What Brian doesn't realize is that the cave he's entering has already killed more experienced divers than almost any other site on the planet. And tonight, it's waiting for him. Meet Brian, 24 years old, 3 years of diving under his belt, more than 100 open water dives logged. He's the guy who always volunteers to lead the group, the one who can't resist the pull of something new. Back in Tallahassee, he's just another college kid. But down here, under the stars, he feels invincible. This weekend is supposed to be an escape, campfires, cold drinks, and night dives in water so clear. It looks like liquid air. Ginnie Springs sits on top of the Floridan aquifer, a labyrinth of limestone caves carved over tens of thousands of years by water seeping through the earth. Devil's Ear is the main artery, a massive underwater tunnel that lures hundreds of divers every year. The water stays a constant 72 degrees, visibility stretches over 100 feet, and at night, the spring glows, like a sapphire under the moon. To Brian, it's paradise. He's already been in and out of the smaller entrances all evening. Little Devil at 30 feet, Devil's Eye at 40. Each time he surfaces, his eyes are wide, his voice electric. "You have to see this place," he tells his friends. "It's like flying, inside a cathedral, made of glass." His single 80 cubic foot tank started the night at 3,000 psi. Now, after half a dozen dives, it's down to around 500. That's still enough for short, shallow fun, but not for what he's about to do. The night has been perfect. Laughter echoing across the spring, the soft splash of the canoe paddles, the rhythmic hiss of his regulator. Brian feels on top of the world. His friends are tired, ready to head back to the tents. But there's one entrance he hasn't seen yet, the real Devil's Ear, the one every diver talks about, the big one. He checks his gauge under the moonlight, 12 minutes of air, maybe 15, if he breathes slowly. To any certified cave diver, that number is a screaming red flag. To Brian, it's just enough for one quick peek. He's done tight spots before. He's always made it out. What could go wrong? He gives his friends a thumbs up, slips his regulator into his mouth, and disappears beneath the surface. The descent is effortless. 20 feet down, the entrance yawns open, wide, welcoming, framed by limestone that looks almost polished. His single dive light slices through the darkness, revealing walls draped in flowstone, and a sandy floor that billows gently with every kick. This is the highway. Miles of tunnel snake away into the earth, and Brian is the first person tonight to swim it. For the first 50 feet, everything is breathtaking. The ceiling arches high above him, the passage wide enough for 3 divers side by side. He feels weightless, untouchable. But then, the tunnel begins to change. The ceiling lowers, slowly at first, almost imperceptibly. Then faster, the walls close in. What was a grand hallway shrinks to a corridor, then a slot. Ahead, his light picks out a restriction, a jagged body-width gap, no more than 4 feet high, and barely wide enough for his tank. Beyond it lies a small dome room, glowing faintly in his beam, like a secret prize. Brian hesitates for half a second. He knows he's low on air. He knows he has no line, no backup light, no redundant gear, but the dome is right there, just 10 more feet. He's come this far. He angles his body and starts threading the needle. Halfway through, disaster strikes. His tank valve snags, hard, on a knife edge of limestone overhead. He tries to reverse. Nothing. Tries to push forward. Worse. Every kick blasts clouds of silt from the floor. In less than 5 seconds, the water turns from crystal to chocolate. His single light, so bright in clear water, now barely penetrates a foot of brown soup. You're Brian now. Your shoulders are pinned. Your tank is twisted at an impossible angle. The rock is grinding into your back and chest with every panicked breath. You can't see anything, not your gauges, not your hands, not even the bubbles rising from your regulator. All you feel is pressure. All you hear is your own heartbeat, thundering in your ears, and the frantic hiss of air you're burning through. Way too fast. You thrash, you twist. Every movement wedges you tighter. The silt is so thick, it's like being buried alive in wet cement. Your lungs scream for oxygen that's running out faster than you can count. The needle on your gauge is plummeting towards zero. There is no up, no down, no exit, just darkness, rock, and the crushing realization that you are completely, utterly alone. On the surface, his friends wait. The canoe drifts lazily. They joke at first. He's probably taking photos in there. Then the minutes stretch. 5, 10, 15. No bubbles break the surface. No flashlight beam dances beneath them. The spring stays, mirror still. Panic sets in, fast. They scream his name into the night. Nothing answers. They paddle like mad for shore, drag the canoe up the bank, and sprint barefoot through the darkness to the dive shop. Phones come out. 911 is called. A local cave instructor, someone who has pulled bodies out of this exact cave before, gears up within minutes. He drops into Devil's Ear with triple lights, double tanks, and a grim expression. He knows exactly where to go. He's done this too many times. The restriction appears in his beams like a tombstone, and there is Brian, still wedged halfway through the slot, arms stretched desperately toward the dome he never reached. His mask is fogged. His regulator hangs loose. The instructor works carefully, methodically, freeing the twisted valve, pulling the lifeless body backward into the main passage. 10 long minutes later, he breaks the surface, carrying Brian in his arms. The friends, waiting on shore, collapse when they see. What began as a perfect weekend of freedom and adventure ends in stunned silence under a Florida dawn. Rescue divers later confirm Brian ran out of air less than 2 minutes after becoming trapped. The silt out, the panic, the fatal lack of training and equipment, it all happened in a heartbeat. His body is recovered, but the questions linger for years. Devil's Ear and the Ginnie Springs system have claimed dozens of lives since the 1960s. Almost all of them experienced open water divers who thought just one quick look couldn't hurt. The cave doesn't care how many dives you have on your logbook if you cross the line without proper cave training, redundant gear, and a healthy dose of fear. Brian's mistake wasn't ignorance, it was overconfidence, that quiet voice that whispers, "It won't happen to me." In cave diving, that voice is almost always wrong. Remember this. The next time you're tempted to push just a little further, to take just one more peek, because some doors, once you swim through them, never let you come home.